Constitutional Peaceful Assembly. We are the organisation Individual Citizen for the Campaign Kebebasan Berhimpun KKB or Free to Assemble campaign demand the Parliament to immediately withdraw the draconian Peaceful Assembly Bill, which is unconstitutional and repressive. While superficially removing the need for police permit, it has imposed more unreasonable restriction, heavy fines, and making it worse than the existing restriction under the Police Act. The tabling of this bill with such an overwhelming name and presented as an act of reform by the Najib administration is not only an assault to civil liberty but also an insult to common sense and intelligence of Malaysians. It must be withdrawn unconditionally while the amendment to the Police Act should be passed. If the executive insists to pass it, a vote of division must be carried out to register position of the individual parliamentarians. The bill have 5 major flaws which make hollow Article 10 of Federal Constitution, which is provide that all citizens have the right to assemble peacefully and without arms. Number 1, the bill introduced interests, rights and freedom of other persons as a ground of stakeholders' objection to public assembly. This is an ugly game of divide and rule to pit the aggrieved minority who want to protest against an unsympathetic majority. The power to wage such conflicting interests is conveniently left to the police. This means public assemblies in all populated areas can be easily ruled out on the ground of stakeholders' protests. Number 2, the bill not only completely rule out street protests but also listed 12 categories of prohibited places where assemblies are banned within 50-meter radius. Number 3, the bill requires a written notice at least 30 days to be given to the police for any intended public assembly. This is much more longer than 7 days needed in UK, 6 hours in Finland and 48 hours recommended by the Suhakam. Number 4, the bill imposes age limit on participation of peaceful assembly whereby citizens under 21 cannot organize an assembly, citizens under 15 cannot take part in assembly, whereas children only can attend religious and custom assemblies. Number 5, the bill imposes hefty fine on organizers and participants of public assemblies. Those who fail to disperse according to the police order will be fined 20,000. Those who fail to serve notification to the police in time or observe restriction imposed 10,000 fine. And number 6, we call upon all Malaysians to rise up to protest against this bill. Malaysians must be ready to stage civil disobedience to expose the abuse and arrogance of power embodied by the bill. So this is the stand of the more than 30 NGO organizations that we met yesterday. And we decided our principal stand, the government must withdraw the bill as soon as possible. That's all.
If they don't?
Okay, we have planned some activities, consistent and continuous protest until the government withdraw. And as we said, if they're going to pass the law, it should be a consultation with the different parliamentarians, also all the NGO civil societies. And they have to amend the Police Act as soon as possible. Hello? Ambi?
Bil ini adalah suatu bil yang begitu zalim dan we hope that the bill will be withdrawn immediately. Now, please do not believe for 1 minute that this bill gives freedom of assembly. In my view, this bill takes away freedom of assembly. It completely is against the article in relation to freedom of assembly, and I think it goes against what the Prime Minister said. The impression given by the Prime Minister in his announcement on September the 15th was that we were going to become more liberal, that we believe in upholding the right to freedom of assembly. This bill is not good. You can't even amend this bill. It should just be withdrawn. Do you have any questions? Yeah.
Okay, basically, the announcement yang dibuat oleh Perdana Menteri. The announcement, pengumuman yang dibuat oleh Perdana Menteri pada 15 September adalah satu penipuan dan satu pembohongan besar kepada rakyat Malaysia. Because apa yang dijanjikan adalah akan mengikut perlembagaan negara. Perlembagaan memberikan kita artikel 10 hak berhimpun secara aman tanpa senjata. Cukup jelas apa yang ada di perlembagaan. Undang-undang ini memang bercanggah dengan perlembagaan. Apa yang mereka hendak akta ini, yang hendak mereka buat ni memang bercanggah dengan perlembagaan. Yang kedua, Najib berkata ia akan follow international norms. Kalau kita ikut international norms, apa yang kita buat dengan pindahan ini adalah memang teruk. And tidak ada sebarang rundingan, consultation dengan semua kumpulan-kumpulan civil. There was no consultation at all. It was rushed into, tak consult Suhakam pun. Walaupun Suhakam already prepare satu bill, you know. Yeah. So what they did is, they just listen to the police. Panggil polis duduk, how do you want? Dengan pindahan ini, kerja polis senang sikit pasal tak perlu proses permit. Tapi susah untuk rakyat kerana kita terpaksa melalui banyak lagi rintangan. So bil ini harus dibatalkan dan tidak harus berterusan. Dan ini adalah desakan rakyat Malaysia. Yeah.
I think one clarification. In fact, they actually consulted the Bar Council, but they didn't give the bill in entirety, I agree, and it was to the point misleading. The understanding of, they don't even know that processions were not allowed. So it's like consulting to make sure they do whatever they want. This is really wrong.
No, I think there's no doubt it's misleading of the public. The public better be aware. They are giving the impression that they are allowing freedom of assembly. This bill actually restricts it much, much more than it was ever restricted before. So, come, Johan. Come.
I represent Permas and Komas, ya. We are from the NGOs. Saya merasa bahawa undang-undang ini memang sesuatu yang sangat kuno. Kuno berarti dia sudah terbelakang. Berarti dia tidak maju ke depan. Because instead of liberalizing the civil liberties, but in fact it has become worse. Because now dia ada description bagaimana details, bagaimana perhimpunan sesuatu perhimpunan tidak boleh dilakukan sebenarnya. It is not that they allow, because there are a lot of restrictions and criteria. So for us, this is something that sangat menentang kepada hak asasi manusia yang paling dasar. So for a country like Malaysia, we are actually playing games with the rights of the rakyat. Kita sedang mempermainkan rakyat. So ini sesuatu yang tidak sepatutnya terjadi dalam sesuatu negara seperti Malaysia. Di Indonesia, di Thailand, walaupun di Cambodia, yang dianggap seperti sesuatu negara yang sangat ketat, sekarang pun mereka sedang liberalize, start on the process to liberalize with NGO, undang-undang on NGO, on on all these freedom of assemblies, of expression, and freedom of information. So I think, I hope this is not a political game by certain political parties, or in the government to gain political favor or to create some political unrest among their own people, their own factions. Yeah, thank you.
Ya, hanya ini saya ingin bawa contoh, apa kelulusan undang-undang ini juga akan secara automatik menjadikan semua ceramah parti-parti politik diharamkan. Kerana dulu kita boleh bagi 2 minggu notis kepada polis dapat permit. Sekarang 1 bulan. Bukan saja itu. Kalau di kalangan yang hadir bawa kanak-kanak, automatically kita kena charge 20,000. Kita akan disabitkan bersalah. Kalau katakan ada seorang yang warga asing duduk dengar ceramah ini, dia juga akan menjadikan organizer ini dihukum. Dan ini juga memberi kuasa kepada semua tempat, baik pun tertutup atau open air, membenarkan polis mengambil tindakan terhadap sesiapa menganjurkan perhimpunan. Satu lagi perkara yang bermaksud perhimpunan ini, yang undang-undang ini hanya membenarkan perhimpunan yang statik. Seperti sekarang kita berdiri. Kalau kita move one meter away from where we specified, dia akan jadi sekali lagi menjadi illegal. Ini sebenarnya satu undang-undang yang sangat restriktif, dan Pakatan Rakyat telah membuat keputusan kita harus tolak sama sekali undang-undang ini, dan tetapi nampaknya kerajaan ingin budus dalam masa terdekat, iaitu sama ada hari ini atau Selasa yang akan datang.
Peringatan juga pada pimpinan UMNO, kalau ada perhimpunan yang melibatkan kanak-kanak ataupun warga asing seperti yang berlaku di Patriot dulu, itu pun akan bersalahan dengan undang-undang baru. Dan keduanya, kita masih ingat sejarah semasa menentang Malayan Union. Ya, pada ketika itu pun bila ada procession atau perhimpunan yang melibatkan anak-anak muda, itu pun dikira haram. Kita ke belakang sampai ke tahap itu. Jadi pendirian kami seperti YB Tian Chua kata tolak, tak boleh diterima pakai, sehaluan dengan rekomendasi daripada Bar Council dan banyak lagi badan-badan bukan kerajaan.
Okey, saya nak jelaskan.
Kita himpun, tarik balik, Akta ini, tarik balik, Akta ini, bebas, kita himpun, himpun aman,
Jaga belakang.
Hidup rakyat. Himpun. Hak rakyat. Himpun. Hak rakyat. Bebas himpun. Bebas himpun.